The underlying assumption of our question is, should China legalize casino gambling? By should, it means that yes, we acknowledge status quo, but we are also bound to change the status quo. We need to approach the problem in a longer perspective. In terms of whether we should not just obsess about the current flaws in our political system, that is the status quo. We should have a larger perspective and overlook some of the problems that we've been talking about. For starters, we've been talking about the implementation of laws, the enforcement of laws. Yes, we do acknowledge that sometimes here in China, some laws are not strictly enforced. However, this is a situation that should be changed. Those laws should be properly enforced, and that will address the situation. Also, regarding the other contention regarding the corruption issue, yes, we also acknowledge that in our current status quo, corruption exists. It's a very severe problem. However, we're pushing through this. We're trying to tackle the problem of corruption, and we're just not overseeing the problem. We're just not making the problem an obstacle. Instead, we should just directly address the problem instead of just walk away because the problem exists. Because that is how the should question works. Another contention is that the conflict of interest. We'd like to point out that China and the US have a different political system. In the United States, the governors are not organized the same way as Chinese do. So also we can address this problem with proper regulation. We can prohibit the local government from overly intervening in local businesses, and therefore will properly address the problem that you propose. Also, one of our major contentions is that we do believe through casino gambling, a local economy can boom, because what comes along with casino is a lot of other industries. Tourism, hospitality industries, and other industries can also be boomed because one casino needs a better background, better infrastructure, because those casino investigators need a better background for their casinos, and that will boom local economy just as the opposition has admitted. Also, we would like to address the gap between the rich and the poor, because we believe that through levying taxes from trades inside the casinos, government can get actual revenues, and these revenues can be used a lot of places. Infrastructure. Sir, are you saying that when we see corruption, when we see not enforcement of law, we should just walk away from the problem instead of just tackling the problem? You're saying that we should give it up on the reform just because they're a current flaw and we just walk away and let problems go? Is that a walk-away attitude?
As I already mentioned, corruption is so associated with casinos. And actually, by legalizing casino, you're not going to make corruption any better because you're not dealing with the root problem of corruption. Root problem of corruption in China is actually the law enforcement. That's why we need more comprehensive laws instead of a casino gaming industry, which will actually increase the corruption in China. That's why we're not going to legalize gambling in China.
Why do you think that without proper regulation, corruption will enhance?
The thing is, our government isn't capable of proper regulation now in the status quo.
I'm sorry, that is just fallacious. We all see the progress we've been made over the year. And are you saying that our government is incompetent about combating corruption? That is just fallacious.
I'm just saying it's not the right time. Now our government, yes, is currently not capable of combating corruption. And also I showed you with the economic reform list, which showed that it actually will hinder the reform, which we doesn't want to see, because the reform is actually going to bring China out of the middle income trap and promote a better and more sustainable economy. We're not going to do anything that will hinder the implementation of the reform by Mr. President.
Why do you make this statement? What is the evidence that is based? Is that just your pure imagination, or just?
I told you the evidence in my rebuttal speech. It's actually the reform list discussed during the official meetings, and also, like as I told you in my contention 3, it's actually going to more exposure equals more addiction, and more people will go to casinos and they lose money, which will drag the consumption level down and resulting permanent stagnation of our economy, because it will make our economy into the middle income trap and also creates social chaos.
Thank you. The addiction is a very good point, which we believe that is one of the incentives for legalizing casino gambling. Because in those legalized casinos, there are people, there are specialists who help. Instead, currently system where we legalize casino gambling, those underground gamblings are just reckless. They don't have any regulation, and this is called addiction. We would like to point out that according to our opponents, they're extremely pessimistic about the current status quo. Yes, so Hainan fails. However, it's just one single failed attempt. We don't need to chicken out from one failed attempt. We should just try on and strive on. Also, our topic is whether we should legalize casino gambling in mainland China. And that means that we should see it in a longer perspective, which our opponents fail to acknowledge. Yes, we do acknowledge that enforcement and corruption are issues, but however, they should be properly addressed, and that can go simultaneously with the legalization of casino gambling. Also, they've been talking about the poor and the rich, which we successfully responded. They've been talking about pathological gamblers, which we also responded. And they also have been talking about the job losses and harmful effects. However, these statistics are exclusive about casino gambling. They're just focusing on disadvantages. However, other booming industries such as catering, hospitality industries, they are not taking that into account. So their perspective is very limited, not holistic, and therefore does not stand. Also, some of our construction speeches are not being properly responded. For starters, we do believe that casino gambling can, through legalization, have a deterrence and suppression effect on underworld casino gambling. However, they fail to respond to that. Also, we do believe that through casino gambling, we can promote the local infrastructure construction, which is beneficial for the local economy, which they also fail to acknowledge. So with that, we believe that we have firmly won this side. Thank you.